In this video, we're going to explore turning this, so again, A minor to D minor, into this. Hi, I'm Joe and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing below. This is a series of videos, so if you also ring the bell below, you'll be notified when the next one comes out. We've been exploring 2 chords per video, and these are common chord shapes that you'll switch between for most songs. Before we were dealing with major chords, we're now dealing with minor chords. And in this video, we're going to look at A minor and D minor. I've broken this video down into 4 parts. In the first part, I'm going to show you the A minor and D minor chord shapes. In the second part, we're going to play a musical example using those shapes that you can also practice to at home. And in the third part, I'm going to show you each individual guitar part that I'm playing of the song so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And in the fourth one, I'm going to give you some practice tips. Let's go ahead and get started on this one. Before we get to the song example, let's go over the 2 shapes that we're going to be using. We're going to be using the A minor shape and the D minor shape. For the A minor shape, you start with the open A string, your second finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, your third finger behind that on the 2nd fret of the G string, and your first finger on the 1st fret of the B string, and you can also play the open E string down below. So this sounds like this. And you're strumming from the 5th string down. For D minor, we're going to start with the open D. We're going to put our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and our 1st finger on the 1st fret of the E string. And we're going to strum from the 4th string down to get D minor. So again, A minor to D minor. Let's go ahead and jump to the song now. The song has 2 parts to it, and they're both based off of the A minor and D minor shape that you learned previously. The first part happens on the downbeat, the first beat of every measure, and you want to make sure that you're striking nice and clean through the strings. It goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. And again, make sure that you do this part striking through the strings in a real quick attack. You don't want to be slow. It'll sound sloppy. You just want to make sure that it's nice and clean. Right through the string. The second part uses the same exact shapes. But what's interesting about this, if you notice the A minor chord and the D minor chord, they actually share a note. They share the A note. So that's called a common tone. And what we're going to do is we're going to play off of that common tone for the first part. We're just going to play the A and the C for the A minor chord, and then we're going to play A and D for the D minor chord. So the part goes like this. When you're writing parts for guitar, try to find those common tones, those notes that are the same through the different chords of the song. So again, it's A to C, A to D. And then what I'm going to do is switch it up a little bit halfway through that part. And we're going to now use the top half of the A minor chord, which is the C, E, and then we're going to go D, F. So it almost sounds like stair steppings, like you're moving up a little bit in the tones. and then back to using the common tones to the A, C, to the A, D. So the whole part goes like this. Now we're going to move to the top half of the chords. And then back to the A minor. That's all there is to this song. Let's go over to the practice tips. Once your guitar is in tune, get the A minor and D minor shape really good underneath your fingers. And when you're practicing, practice to a steady beat. In this case here, we had these very sharp and precision-based parts where we're playing the A minor over to the D minor, and we wanted them to be very crisp and clear. Remember, you're playing a rhythm guitar part here, so you want your rhythms to be nice and tight. So strike through the chords with a nice velocity so it's nice and clear and crisp, the part that you're playing, that rhythm that you're playing and defining. The next thing that you want to do is look for these common chord tones, now that you know what those are. So in this case here, we have the A note that was common between the A minor chord and the D minor chord. So in the A note, it was the root, and in the D minor chord, it happened to be the fifth. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to these things now. So when you're playing any combination of chords, let's say you're playing through a song and you're doing a whole chord progression, start looking for those common tones. What notes are shared amongst the other chords in the song? One thing I want to encourage you to start doing is coming up with your own unique guitar parts now. Now that you know about common tones and things of that nature, come up with your own parts. Remember, you can download these tracks for free from my website, and I include two versions, one of a full band, and the other one is just the drums and bass. So use that track to start coming up with your own unique individual parts. That's another video down for this series. If you liked what you saw, please do me a favor and take a moment to subscribe down below, hit the like button if you liked the video, and knock on the bell and you'll be notified when the next one comes out in the series. And again, you want to make sure that you get that nice and clean and strike through. You don't want to be a slow pick. Remember, you can download these tracks for free from my website, and I include a version that's the full band.